Welcome back, Fairgrove. The sixth theme is New Year's resolutions.
So let's go check out the sixth podcast.
Hey Fairgrove, this week I'm going to be telling you your Doppler information along with your weather forecast.
What's up, Falcons? The Raiders qualified for the playoffs, and the 49ers didn't. So skip ahead to find out more.
Have you ever wanted to fly? Well, now you can with Euro X.
We got some important dates to cover this week, so skip over to my show to find out what's happening around campus.
We have a thrilling New Year's Eve book, so come on down to Book Club to read a book all about it.
Want to know more about a career you could follow? Skip to College Career Ready to find out more.
This theme is New Year's, and we want to know what is your New Year's resolution.
Hey Fairgrove, do you know how to make a resolution smoothie? Watch Film and Food to see how.
Middle school had their first chance dance, and I have all the shots, so stick to the end to see them. I'm your host, Amber Amro.
And I'm your co-host, Samantha Rodriguez. This week's word of the day is change.
According to Webster's dictionary, change means to make different in some particular way.
Hey Amber, have you ever thought about flying on a drone?
No, that hasn't crossed my mind. But speaking of that, I've been wanting to check out All About Tech to see if that's what they're talking about.
That is what they're talking about. Spot on, Amber.
Let's go check it out with your host,
Elias Mendiola.
I'm Elias Mendiola, your host. This week we're talking about the Euro X. The Euro X hover bike was created by Aeroflex. The Euro X target price is $85,000. The hover bike flies up to 12 feet and 45 miles an hour. The Euro X can hold up to 2 people. The battery can last up to more than an hour. The Euro X can change the way you transport. Let's check out a video about the Euro X.
For $85,000, you can have your very own Aeroflex hover bike shipping in the year 2017. The Aero X hover bike from Aeroflex was first revealed in 2012 and showed some promise for the hover bike industry. The hover bike is reminiscent of the Star Wars hovercrafts, obviously, but this one is in reality. The Aero X is capable of flying up to 13 meters off the ground at a speed of 45 miles per hour. It can carry a load of 140 kilograms or 300 pounds with seating for 2 and can run for an hour and 15 minutes on a single tank of petrol. Fly on over to the Aeroflex website and put $5,000 down to reserve yours today.
My New Year's resolution is to stop talking back to my parents. That's all I have for this week, Fairgrove. Now let's head back to the studio with Amber and Samantha.
do you know what teams made the playoffs?
Yeah, my Cowboys made it.
Oh yeah, huh? Didn't the Giants make it too?
Fortunately.
Well, let's go check out sports news.
To see what other teams made it with your host,
Marcus Acevedo, Giovanni Garcia,
and Alisel Zamora.
What's up, Falcons? Hey, Gio, are you ever gonna change your mind about rooting for the 49ers? Of course not. Now let's head over to the NFL. The Raiders lost to the Broncos 24-6. They will play against the Texans this weekend for the playoffs at 1:30 p.m. The Chargers lost against Chiefs 37-27. The 49ers lost against the Seahawks 25-23 and finishing the season 2-14. Rams lost to the Cardinals 44-6. Now let's head over to the NBA. The Lakers won against Grizzlies 116-102. They will next play today against the Heat at 7:30 p.m. The Clippers won against Suns 109-98. They will next play today against the Kings at 7:30 p.m. Now let's head over to Super Soccer with your host, Eliseo Zamora.
Real Madrid won against Kashima Antlers, 4-2. Real Madrid will play tomorrow against Granada at 4 a.m. Barcelona won against Espanyol, 4-1. They play next week against Las Palmas. America lost against Tigres in penalties, 3-0.
Now let's head back to the studio with Amber Rambula
and Samantha Rodriguez.
Thanks, boys. I wonder who College and Career Ready is going to be interviewing.
Me too, so let's go check it out with your host,
David Gallavi.
Galavis, your host for College Career Ready. Now let's get into the interview. Good evening.
Hey, how you doing?
What do you do for a living?
I am a network manager for AT&T, now part of the DirecTV family.
What type of training did you have to do?
The type of trainings I had to take was number one is a safety training that we had to do for about 2 weeks. After that, I had to learn the basics of installing the satellite system and how our satellites are in the orbital system. After that, it's hands-on training for another 2 weeks out in the field running along with the coach.
How long did it take to become a manager?
The time it took me to become a manager, it took me about 2 years of actual training out on the field. Then after that, I applied the first time, didn't get the job, applied the second time, and I've been in this position for about 9 years now, going on 10.
What kind of things do you drop?
The type of equipment I use, there's some primary equipment that I use every day. Number one is a laptop. I gotta make sure I have access to all my emails so like that I can communicate with my workers. Number two is an A meter. It's actually a meter that measures the signal strength from the dish. And the third thing I think we use the most would actually be our phones, because our phones are the ones that give us our routes, and that's the way our technicians can actually close their jobs, accept their jobs, and activate the receivers from DirecTV.
What was your New Year's resolution and what did you want to change?
My New Year's resolution is to be healthy, happy, and free. What did I do to change that? I'm trying to work out every day.
Thank you for your time.
Hey, anytime.
My New Year's resolution is to change my bad habits into good ones. That's all we got for this week, Fairgrove Falcons. Now let's head back to the studio with Amber and Samantha.
What's up, Falcons? I'm Philip Salazar, your host for Weekly Poll. Okay, and now let's head into this week's question. And this week's question is, what is your New Year's resolution?
To be good. To get good grades. My New Year's celebration is to dress better. Get better grades. Dress better. Get better grades. Get better grades. Do good in class.
Our New Year's resolution is to get better grades and better shoes.
Yeah!
To get better shoes.
Get better grades.
My New Year's resolution is to get older.
My New Year's resolution is to get good grades.
Get good grades.
My New Year's resolution is to get better grades.
What is your New Year's resolution? Get better grades, got 70%. Dressing better, got 15%. Get older, got 5%. And be good, got 10%. And the winner is get better grades with 70%.
Since it's the start of a new year, maybe it's time to change my bad habits. Maybe you guys should too. Well, that's all for this week, Falcons. See you next week on Weekly Poll. And now let's head back to the studio with Amber and Samantha.
David Galavi.
Thanks, Philip.
What the heck? We'll be back, Fairgrove.
Another year you made a promise, another chance to turn it all around. And do not save this for tomorrow. Embrace the past and you can live for now. And I will give the world to you.
I'm Alonzo, host, your host for book club. Come inside, fun inside. This week I'll be reading a book called The Big Dark. This book is grade level 5.1 and is worth 6 points. This is the front of the book, and this is the back of the book. The reason I chose this book is because I have made New Year resolutions like getting taller and getting straight A's. Hope you have resolutions too so we can change for the better of us. Now let me read you a part of this thrilling book. But before I do, let me tell you a little bit about the first New Year's. The first New Year was celebrated on January 1st in Rome, 153 BC. In fact, the month January did not even exist until around 700 BC, when the second king of Rome, Numa, added the months January and February. Where were you at when the lights went out? It was Harmony, New Hampshire. On a night so cold you could sneeze icicles, watching the aurora borealis breakdance across the Milky Way. It was New Year's Eve. Of course, we all remember that, those of us who survived. That's it for this week, Falcons. See you next week, Falcons. Now it's back to the studio with Amaran Bullet and Samantha Rodriguez.
We're back! I wonder what Arts Focus will bring us this week.
Well, that's a surprise.
Let's go check out the show with your host,
Activia Lobos.
I'm Hector Villalobos, your host for Arts Focus. This week I'll be interviewing Ms. Patakian about how she uses the arts here at Fairgrove.
Hi, how are you?
So how are you incorporating the visual and performing arts in your classroom?
That's a really good question, because we're a performing arts school. We have a lot of visual arts in our classroom. This is an art project that we did thanks to Ms. Reese, who's a math TOSA. We did an art project, and then we did inequalities with that art project up through the headways and stuff like that. So the kids really enjoyed it.
So are there any upcoming projects you're going to be doing?
This trimester, we're going to be really working on the forces of nature. So we're doing a lot with weather. So we're really working with twisters and hurricanes and megastorms, the big gigantic storms, and so we're going to be doing an art project that's a big twister and everything's going to be up in the air. It's going to be a collage. So it should be very interesting. I know the kids will really enjoy it. Another art project that we did, which was incorporating our language arts, we did a story on the stages of a butterfly's life cycle, and so we did an art project that went along with it, and we did the art project, and then we did some writing to incorporate both. You're very welcome.
That's it for this week, Fairgrove. Now let's head back to the studio with Amber and Samantha.
Thanks, Hector. Orange, you glad that the new year brings new treats? Why did you say orange? Because Fun with Food is making a treat to help us bring in the new year. Really? Let's go find out with your host,
Yesenia Martinez.
Oh, I should say.
What's up, Falcons? I'm Yesenia Martinez, your host for Fun with Food. In today's show, we'll be making a resolution smoothie. The ingredients you'll be needing are yogurt, honey, pineapple, peaches, orange juice, carrots, and bananas. The utensils you'll be needing are a blender, a spoon, and a cup. Now let's get started! But before we start, wash your hands for 30 seconds or sing your ABCs. First, you will need 1 cup of peaches.
That is loving and giving.
Then put it in your blender.
With love overflowing.
After, you will need a cup of yogurt.
For the blessed new year. Raise your glass and we'll have a cheer for us all.
Then put your yogurt in the blender as well. Then you will need 1 cup of carrots. Then add your carrots. Then you'll need 1 cup of orange juice. And then you put it in the blender as well.
Raise your glass.
Then you will need a cup of pineapples.
Acquaintance, a happy new year.
Then put it in your blender as well. Then add a spoon filled with honey. Then peel your banana. Then put it in your blender. Then seal it up tight. Then blend it really smoothly. Then fill it into your cup. And this is a finished product. Now that's all for this week, Falcons. See you next week on Fun with Food. And remember, Fairgrove is not too late to change.
Thanks, Yesenia. It's supposed to rain on Monday.
Really?
I don't know.
Why don't you say it's supposed to rain on Monday?
I don't know. But let's go check out Weekend Weather with your host,
Jose Reyes.
Hey, what's up, Falcons? This week's theme is New Year's resolution. Hey there, Falcons. I'm your host, Jose Reyes for Weekend Weather, and this week's theme is New Year's resolution. Today it's going to be partly cloudy with a high 63 and a low 49. Tomorrow it's going to be cloudy with a high 64 and a low 54. On Sunday it's going to be partly cloudy with a high 75 and a low 56. On Monday, it's going to be rainy with a high 63 and a low 48. That's all for this week, Fairgrove.
Thanks, Jose. That's all for this week, Fairgrove. So let's go check out Song of the Week with your host, Destiny Rodriguez. Bye, Fairgrove.
Wish that you could build a time machine so you could see.
What's up, Falcons? I'm your host, Destiny Rodriguez. This week I'll be showing you pictures from the chant dance, and I will also be giving you this week's song. This week's song is Just Hold On, and it is written by Steve Aoki. This song was released in 2016. This song features Lewis Tomlinson. My New Year's resolution is to improve my grades and do good in school. I hope your New Year's resolution does a good change for you. Well, that's all for this week, Falcons. Bye.
Wish that you could build a time machine so you could see the things no one can see. Feels like you're standing on the edge, looking at the stars and wishing you were them. What do you do when a chapter ends? Do you close the book and never read it again? Where do you go when your story's done? You can be who you were, who you'll become. If it all goes wrong, darling, just hold on. The sun goes down and it comes back up. The world it turns no matter what. If it all goes wrong, darling, just hold on. Darling, just hold on. It's not over till it's all been said. It's not over till your dying breath. So what do you want them to say when you're gone? That you gave up or that you kept going on? What do you do when a chapter ends? Do you close the book and never read it again? Where do you go when your story's done? You can be who you were or who you'll become. If it all goes wrong, darling, just hold on. The sun goes down and it comes back up. The world it turns no matter what. If it all goes wrong, darling, just hold on. Darling, just hold on. If it all goes wrong, darling, just hold on. If it all goes wrong, darling, just hold on.